the office. So everybody, we're okay? Okay, then did everybody get their packets?
Yes.
Anybody said it? You want one? Sure. Maybe one. Hold on 1 second. Anybody else see one?
It's 7:02.
Welcome.
I know. Hey. It's 7:02. Welcome to the 2024 Sherwood Forest Utility Annual Meeting. I'd like to call the meeting to order. My name is Bill Kappas. I'm the Vice President and Treasurer. I'd also like to let you know that our president is out of town, Tony Cielski, so he won't be attending this evening. I'd like to introduce the board. We have Tom Zepp, we have Jackie Hobson, Dave Lizzinski, and of course myself. We also have Attorney Scott Seville, President, Linda Wall, Administrative Assistant, Office, Michael Wilder, Wastewater Operator. We currently have 31 members in attendance. First order of business is approval of meeting minutes.
The executive meeting minutes from May 20th, 2024, and the membership meeting minutes from May 20th, 2024 were sent to board members, and I move that we approve the minutes for publication on the website.
I second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
I wasn't there.
All right, thank you. Approval of board actions.
May board action, May 2024 board actions, you also received. I move that we approve the May 2024 board action.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. All opposed?
No.
Thank you. Operations report. I'll be reading that today. This is put together by our operating manager for staff. Let me start off by saying we do step up to the challenge of in-house repair. We do everything we can to continue to save money while performing duties in a responsible and safe manner. According to Asbury Labs, our final fluid samples are the cleanest of all the plants that they test in this area. We want to take time to thank our workers for their hard work. I did a permit report to the Indiana Department of Environmental Management. We are required by IDF to monitor our effluent for flows and test for following CBOD, which stands for Carbonaceous Biological Oxygen Demand, and TSS, which is Total Suspended Solids. Also for ammonia, phosphorus, and E. coli. We treated 79,700,000 gallons of wastewater. We tested CBD 156 times with no violations. We tested TSS 156 times with no violations. We tested ammonia 156 times with no violations. We tested phosphorus 156 times with no violations. We tested E. coli 91 times with no violations. E. coli was tested from April 1st to October 30th. That's why it was 91. Call-outs. We had 85 after-hour call-outs. Call-outs consist of emergency locates, meaning locates for sewer lines, manholes, that kind of thing. Power outages, emergency lift station repairs, sewer backups, and auger jams. Okay, for the plant. Okay, Wheeling Brothers hauled 280,000 gallons of biosolids to a farmer's field. We have taken all 4 of the electric motors for the blowers and sent them in for servicing. The pipe that feeds the number 3 clarifier from aeration tank number 3 had plugged with wipes and other products. It took us 2 days to get this unplugged, and we did so without any violation. We had to take microstream 1 down due to bearing failure. When we took it apart, the gear reducer fell apart and the bearings heading into the shaft. We took it to the shaft aero sheet shop and had the shaft repaired. During this work in-house and repairing the shaft saving the utility approximately $14,000. We had to have the skid plates for the skimmer on clarifier 3 removed and repaired due to rust. WJM Industrial Service prefab the skimmer and reinstalled it. Maybe if the UV light would not work, Trojan wanted $8,800 for a new board. We took the board to Global Electronics, and they were able to fix the problem for around $1,000. The savings of doing this in-house was approximately $12,000. Lift stations. We cleaned all the stations. We go to each lift station twice a year and tighten all the screws. We also check the wires for corrosion. Gravity sewer lines and manholes. We had 2 main sewer backup due to wipes being flushed down the toilet. We inspected all 375 of the manholes and raised 35 to ground level. We had televised our lights to find out where the filtration is coming from. We have found numerous cracks in the reliable teams. They are in the process of getting bids for repair. We televised 7,217.2 feet of pipe. This is repair done by an outside source. It would be $19,600. Doing this in-house saved utility $18,000. We had to remove 2 20-foot ropes from the lines going to the outfall. This has been done by hand since we are in the swamp. We also televised the line to verify that they are clean. Alex Metz wanted $3,500 just to try to televise the line, and this did not include removing the roof. We figured the way to televise is complete the job in-house, saving the utility a minimum of $3,500. Other, we are in the process of training our employees to take over when Forrest retired. Michael Wilder passed his Class 2 exam, meaning he now is able to log and sign the documents for the plant. Capital replacement and improvement. We have traded in the 2007 F-150 due to engine problems and purchased the 2022 F-150. We had to replace the generator at the edge of the lift station. We replaced it with a 30 kilowatt generator. We purchased the generator ourselves instead of buying it from a dealer, which amounted to savings of approximately $3,000. Because of the current staff, we have saved approximately $50,500. Okay. Any questions on the operations report? Thank you. Financials. I'm going to have Dave Lazuski read our financial report.
All right, so number one is income membership, 77,802.04. Others, 1,471. Operating
Here's the
fund.
color.
The operating fund is 79,273.04. Expenses. Showing that to be 55,194.91. So then our bottom figure would be $24,078.13. That's for December, I'm sorry. So then 2023 operating income expenses. The income was $9,049, no, $900,000. 519.60. All right, then I go to the next one. The expenses were $616,616.46. Then we go to operating income for bond payments, $343,903.14. So we go. So the very bottom would be $343,903.14. Surplus, correct. All right. Operating fund is it's small. $4,498,309.13. If paid in full, July 2022 amount would be $4,498,308.64, with a difference of 49 cents. Right.
Never seems to go away.
49 cents. Operating funds.
Yeah.
So it'll be $192,887.32 cents. Late fees is $50. Operating fund accounts is $200. Bottom line would be $193,137.32. Improvement and replacement fund. Capital improvement and replacement fund, $20,492.99. Just go to 18,504.15 is what we have in the account. Okay, so then we go to reserve funds, 607, 103.64. Legal, right, yeah, is $1,460.09. Class action related lawsuits is $1,094-774.62. And then we go to. So the total in the account is $802,173.65.
Okay, so for our arrears,
No, we got, that was 2003 financial, then we're going to do, that was the last year calendar year. Now we're going to go to June.
Are you taking the question?
yeah, sure.
This bond, this $1.5 million bond, what does it do?
That bond was taken out in 2005, but shortly after this was the last one rolled, 2007 to 2009, I believe it was. When the bond, it did cost us $4.5 million to borrow $3.5 million. Now it was for plant expansion and stuff.
When's it due? When's it due?
We paid it off.
We paid it off.
Oh,
So it's not due.
oh.
No, it's not due, we paid it off. That's why they're showing next year, a lot of these lines will go, and then this year, a lot of these lines go away, and then I took them out.
Okay, so there's no outstanding
We
bond.
have all outstanding debt.
That's for 2003.
So,
23?
so every month,
2023, I'm sorry.
every month we were paying $27,000 on that bond. So now we don't bond it anymore, we're making an extra $27,000 a month. Plus, we got something like, what was it?
102,000. We're putting in bond in escrow.
Yeah, it's really stupid, you can't go and take the bond off, you gotta put the money you're gonna give to pay the bond off, and that's the amount, which gathers interest, so we need $102,000 for the, how much, what was that? That last bond payment? 1.3 million was the last bond payment, paid off. So that 1.3 million sat there, we get $102,000 in interest.
Okay.
And then you get to pay the bond off as of January this year. It's kind of
And
a
that's
crazy system.
years before that.
Yeah, 8 years
If
before.
you just pay, and pay it off early, you've been paying it for another year.
No, no, I understand. So you're making a better return on what you have.
$27,000
like you all.
every month. And we would have to give it the bond.
Okay.
Okay, so June, the financial report is of June 30th, 2024. Okay, June income, $78,080.51. Expenses were $56,846.49. Gives us a surplus of $21,242.02. Year-to-date income is $478,354.06. Our expenses year-to-date is $407,151.67, with a surplus of $71,202.39 year-to-date. Okay, unrestricted funds for Source Bank, $491,755.34. Operating funds, Fifth Third Bank is $50, petty cash is $200. Total operating funds is $492,005.34. Capital replacement fund, First Source, is $71,690.94. Our money market account, Fifth Third Bank, is $153,279.88. Our certificate of deposit at Santander Bank is $150,000. Was opened in February 29th of this year. Total unrestricted funds is $866,976.65. Are there any questions?
Is that a return on that money market account?
Yeah, right now it's like 3.7%. And then there's another one capital account, I think it's like 2.05. And then that return for the bond they held in escrow, those were US securities. So it had a lot of a higher interest rate than if we would have kept the money and put it in the bank somewhere at that time. So we did really well, that's how that $102,000 interest paying off the bond bank early, and also we saved on all that interest for those years that we didn't have to pay, we paid bond off early.
So the bond rate was lower than the treasury rate?
No, what we're saying is like, if we didn't pay off the bond, and we just took that money that we had in the bank, instead of paying off the bond, banks were paying anything, to put it on a CD, to pay, So yes, the bond interest, US securities, whatever they were doing, we were making good money. So we did $102,000, and that's, when we paid off our installments we have to pay to a regional bank, they call it regional manager, or an administrator, and then we pay to the bond bank twice a year. So when they paid out this last one, which was January, that's when we got $102,000.
And the bond started out, when we took it out, started out at 1%. What we got here, see the.
For us paying it, right?
And then as the years go by, it increases all the way up to one of the bonds, each bond is what, 5.25, and the other one is 4.6, something like that, if reading it correctly. So as the years go on, you got to pay more interest, one of these amortized things. And so it's killing us, so it makes us pay off, just pay off. We got, that's the way, then we can look at, now we can look at our financing plan, I thought, because we couldn't take out another bond, we couldn't do it, that's fine. Not that we wanted to, but what I'm saying is that we would max out. This thing is killer, this one. And so, they gave me five, so it's like, I gotta get this thing paid off, because it's gonna mess with us, I have to get stuff on the number.
Okay, can I ask you a question to your name?
Joe, K-O-S-I-K.
Thanks.
When you have these bonds, there's a debt service ratio of 1.25, which means for every dollar coming in, for every dollar you spend, you have to take in $1.40. And so that's what the 1.25, so we have, and if you go below that, that makes sense to somebody else to see what's going on. And after about a year of that, if you're still below that 1.25 ratio, then they can call about that. So we figure rather than let's just pay it up.
All right, arrearages as of May 18, 2024. We had 116 customers in arrears. The average delinquency was $170.36, and payments outstanding was $19,762.13. Arrearage as of June 18, 2024, we went down to 56. Our average arrearage was $146.67, and our payments outstanding was $8,213.26. So we're tracking that pretty good.
And I just looked into on May 18, that is my collection month. Meaning that is when your bill was due May 15th. You gave me 2 extra days before we assess the late. And so then, that's why I have been asked for there, because that's my collection.
By law, we have to
Yeah.
wait until the 18th before we can mail it.
So that is why the amount owed outstanding is 19,000. You can see, the next month, after I send out reminder letters to, then they'll start paying, and then it went down from 116 people to 56 people, and then the arrears was only 8,000, so it went up quite substantially. People do forget. The one that's 3,500 outstanding.
That person was, sort of, was cut off. They would not pay, we put in a plug, the plug is so that they cannot use the sewers.
Until they pay.
Until they pay what it's owed. That is our final step. That's all we can do.
And your name?
Okay. That's just for financial legal update.
So, the primary update is, previously, the last month, we had talked about that there was this sanction against the class action and against Shore Court facility, in federal court, which Travis is suing both. Because the sanction, the class was to the tune of about $60,000, and the class NSW to the tune of over $4,000. And what we're going to do is we asked prior processing we asked the court, if they would please go back and look at it and assess it differently, so that SFU wouldn't have to pay $4,000, they could pay some percentage of that. The class action also asked for consideration, for granting Shore Forest's request and denying the class request. So the Shore has to pay 1/3 of that, or a little over $16,000, which is over $30,000 savings. It was $47,000. Yes, originally owed, and instead it's now down to under $16,000, so we have savings of over $30,000 and a quarter of it. Class was ordered to pay not only the $16,000 plus the 2/3 of that, they were ordered to pay interest on it as well, going back to the original order. So why did they order to pay? They ordered to pay because the class action attorneys requested certain things in discovery. And were told that they could not get it. They then took it to the judge and requested it. And generally speaking, we get these kinds of disputes over discovery. First, get into them. You don't want to file. Just as general rule, you don't want to file whatever. And if federal court, they do very fast. Instead, there were a very large number of motions filed, including the early Bush decision, which was a motion to expedite, meaning a judge for Google. You don't know the federal judge for Google. That doesn't tend to end well. And so, because they're asking for things discovered easily, and they've been told no already, the continuing ask became very irritating to the federal judge. And so we put in sanctions against the class action attorneys over that.
Okay, but that's the class action.
So we're more utilities prior counsel has his foot, he was as a this class and with a short. And without Shore's approval, he filed one of these motions, one with the court, that the court lumped in with the class action. And so they issued sanctions to Shore as well, as a result of that.
So what is the right?
Well, certainly going to ask to defer if they like to call that's unfortunate.
So you need to follow all of it.
No,
It's not us.
Well, that's certainly an argument we made, but time being, we need to make sure it's not as a pleasure, because as long as it's out there, it's paid. The court gives us 30 days to resolve. You don't want to sit on that 30 days or argue with them. We can get a result on our side and then go send them the bill. Much better. Yes. Well, I think the last month meeting, Colonel Ken Shaver had assured the members over there they would not get any of it to handle it. I don't know what the plan is for it. I don't know if that's something he's going to negotiate as part of the settlement with insurance, or if that's something he's going to have to pay out. I know he has been given 30 days also to get that resolved. So, and that clock is ticking. So, how he resolves that, we're not involved. I didn't want to say all that because, as Shore Forest Utilities is concerned, that's not a subject we want to deal with. We want to stay clear of it. This is, we're going to avoid any future sanctions by saying far clear of what's going on in the draft or the class, other than meeting our requirements and discovery and nothing else. We want to stay as separated as possible so that any behavior by Shore doesn't accidentally go into the class action. But for now, yes, sir.
I'm not sure we're getting at the shore. I understand somebody took it upon themselves to mediate some numbers. You know, I don't know the numbers off the top of my head, but not knowing the whole thing, it seemed like it seemed to be like a pretty fair, settlement. And for whatever reason, we here decided we would not accept it. Now, why are we continuing on and on and on?
So that's a separate matter. That's a separate matter. What I can't speak about ongoing negotiation, what I can tell you is, we didn't reach out to good faith to try to get that resolved in the last couple of months. And because for certain reasons, there's been an unwillingness to come to the table to try to get this resolved. There is hope that shortly we will have another opportunity to get it resolved. The main issue is not involving the POA. I think that's the mistake that people think. It's not the POA that is the problem. It is First American, who is working as a contractor for the POA. That what they're doing is dumping on, I understand all that, but I understand about the dumping, I understand all that. And also offer to resolve that, clean it up, or whatever the issue is. And I just don't see why we go on and on and on. We've had only, like I said, we've had two sense of resolve. We have, and you know what, I mean, everything that, well, I'll tell you, I think we must have really offer in my offices as, hey, everybody can come here, we can have a conversation, maybe we'll have to resolve. I don't know, but the last couple months, we've been unable to do so. So we are definitely trying to do that, and everybody's committed to trying to do that.
Can you state your name?
All yes.
Yes. Got it.
You're referring to between Shorewood POA and utilities.
Correct.
It's ridiculous that these two cannot work together. Totally ridiculous. I don't understand. The waste of money, time, and energy, and social media negativity.
I agree with you. Nobody wants this.
It's embarrassing.
The problem is that the first American who works for POA keeps dumping on that. And if the utility continues, then everybody involved, including members, get fined if we let it continue. So the goal
What
is,
are they done?
the facility, I think there was parts of the pool. They offered to clean it up. So I don't see like, everybody help the lawyers, get the hell out of the room, go to the thing and figure this out. I don't get it. Maybe I'm a simpleton. I don't know. Maybe I don't know all the lawyers, all the issues, aspects. None of the offers clean it up around the table until the rest of you guys raise this importance. That's not. Always the court.
How long has this been going on?
Not very long. How much money have we got involved in this, out of this utilities? A lot more money than probably what you're going to get out of it at the end of the day. Yes, sir.
Is there any provision between utilities and the POA to address these things in mediation?
No, that's an excellent question.
Why is that not in place? Because it would
That
stop.
would be something that the two could agree to in the future to resolve these kind of things. Unfortunately, nothing like that was in place. When the contract was originally entered into, decades ago. And so unfortunately, decades ago, when this was originally done, nobody thought 20, 30 years in the future what's going to happen if somebody has a road contract and doing something they shouldn't be doing. And there was no willingness to stop it until action got taken. Now, we understand where things are now is different, but that's not where we were a year and a half.
So for the board, wouldn't be the effort to put in a provision for mediation instead of going to court and have class action lawsuits?
I think all of them.
Yeah, we could definitely do that.
It's the same people.
Well, like Scott told you, we're trying to get them to come to mediation, and they don't have.
But if it's in the agreement, they're bound by it. They have to.
What we desire, we have a new contract. There's a whole conference in 30 years. What we desire is to have a new contract and make mediation part of that contract.
Or one paragraph addendum that says we agree to arbitration of mediation.
Exactly, and that would be very preferable to everyone.
And then it doesn't matter which board, it is power that to do that.
Easy, one paragraph.
Okay.
And I think that part of this might be that their election's coming. They had their election in May, so they got new members. Then July, we have our election, so I think they're just waiting for the dust to settle.
It's a totally different group you're with, show.
It is.
And they're much better.
They are.
I can only say
They are.
good things about it. They seem to be very transparent.
Exactly.
They inherited this problem. They tried, from what I understand, regardless of what they said, they tried very hard to resolve it. You know, it's private citizens, trying to be mediating something. And he's had whether, you know, the one meeting here, we were trying, here, there, we're trying, somewhere in the middle is the truth. And I'm tired of wasting a lot of money on both sides of the table.
Any other questions for the legal update? Any board matters?
Board matters. Accomplishments from July 3rd, 2023 to July 8th, 2024. There was no rate increase, we're still at $65. This is the 19th year that we've been at $65 a month. I don't think that anybody in this room can think of a credit that they have, that they haven't not raised their rates in 19 years. We're at. Rate reduction plan is, we did offer it again this year. If you pay everything up at the beginning of the year, we'll save $30 instead of paying $780 over the year, $65 a month. You will pay $750 all at once, and you save $30. We have about 552 customers who took advantage of that offer. Program has been in effect since 2020, and every year we have about 500 customers who take advantage of it. We have 175 customers enrolled in an auto pay via our website. Therefore, we have 1,197 customers, and between the auto pay and the early pay program, we only have about 400 customers that get billed every other month, which allows the prepaid program to kind of pay for itself. We have to bill out every other month 1,197 bills instead of sending out 400 every other month. They lose time, so we got to have the phone to do it. The other advantage is that we don't have to chase people after they move. People who pay in advance, when if they were to move, then we just cut a check for what is left in their account. And Linda doesn't have to chase them, but it's kind of hard once they no longer live here because somebody pay up. Another advantage is it cuts down spending postage and individual time, etc. Televising our lines, FFU owns 74,718 feet of sewer line. This year, so far, we have televised 7,217.2 feet of our sewer lines. Our goal is to get the whole thing televised and cleaned out, and that would save us about $350,000 by doing it in-house. In-house versus contractors, the saving on the televising of 7,217 feet was 18,000. The UV light project was 12,000. The microstream project was 14,000. The savings on the wood removal was $3,500, and then the Edgewood lift station generator was another $3,000. So the reports report $50,500 was saved as a result of doing things in-house versus contracted now, year to date, from the last year. Collection procedures. Two customers who were chronically and seriously in arrears, one of which they were very passed out. One of them, we sent out a dig out letter. And this person had been current maybe once in about 7 years. For 1 month in 7 years, that person had been current. We sent out a dig up letter. They paid their total arrearage, and they have not been delinquent since. So we count that as a success. We would establish a formal procedure. A pass-through statement is mailed to a customer whose account is over. Once the customer is behind 4 months, which comes to about $260, we put them in what we call our intensive care program. That's when they get a letter. Well, Linda will call them and say, no, you're behind, you need to pay. If that doesn't work, then we send them a letter telling them that, they should pay what they owe. I call it nice, please pay us letter. Then we said, if we don't get a response there, we send I don't think you understand what the bad things that can happen if you don't pay the letter. Then if we haven't heard from the person, then we'll probably put a door handle on their mail, on their door, saying, we're looking for you, please call us. That doesn't work, because sometimes people may be sick, out of town, whatever, that if that doesn't work, then we send you by certified mail, formal. Here it is, guys. You owe us X. You don't pay us X by a certain day, we are going to dig you up, put it in a shut-off valve, and you will not be able to poop in your toilet. This is a bad thing, not just because you can't poop in your toilet, but because the health department says every house has to have a toilet that you can poop in.
Or the 3 pound coffee.
If you do not have a working toilet, you must vacate your home. How usually gets it done? If that doesn't work, then we send you a letter and say, no, on this day, at this time, we're going to be digging up your yard. And it's going to cost you $2,000 extra for us to dig up your yard. So if you owe us $3,000, you now owe us $5,000. And that's usually what happens. But that's, by doing this, we have cut down our intensive care people by 50%. Okay? You've heard about final bond payments. I won't go back over that, it's in here if you'd like to read it. We revised our bylaws, we transferred power from the board, we transferred powers from the board to the members to do the following. Sell the utility. We cannot sell this utility unless you people vote affirmatively for us to do so. We cannot get a loan we cannot accumulate loans in a 12-month period that are over $500,000. So when we go out and we borrow 1,000 or 100,000 or whatever, but if we in a 12-month period have to borrow $5 more than $500,000, we got to come to you and say, we have already borrowed as much as we can borrow without your approval. We need your approval to do that. So we're not going to let POA wake up one day and then got $1 million piece of property that we got to pay for, that we didn't have anything to say about, that they have loaned. The other thing is that we cannot sell any assets that are worth over $100,000 within a 12-month period. And it's a rolling 12 months, not like a calendar year, so you finish on the 31st and you can do it again on the 1st. No. Rolling 12 months. We changed our bylaws. They cannot be changed without a vote of membership. And then change our articles of incorporation. That cannot be done without a vote of membership. So those things are things that the board used to do with the 3-person vote. Yes, sir.
Yeah, when you say the vote of membership, is there a percentage, or is there a certain number of minimum people got to vote?
Yes.
Is it just a simple majority of the city?
It is.
Apparently, a lot of people aren't interested in the number of people that is true.
33%. 33% have to respond to the vote. And because it's a majority.
We're going to hear a lot.
Well, no, actually, we get about 25 to 27% will respond even to just a board election. So it is not a walk in the park, but it is not impossible. It is important enough to do. That's why we set it at 33%. We didn't want it to be impossible, but we didn't want it to be a walk in the park for anybody to do it. Right now, one of the things that we'll find out later, but I may as well mention it now, is that the quorum that's in the bylaws as they stands right now for getting a bond issue or for extending the TTA is only 10%. That was put in there in 2009. One of the things that we would like to do is to up that to 33%. If it's only 10%, 61 or 60 and 1/2 of us would carry the bill, a minimum of that. Okay. We revised our code of ethics. The old code of ethics had things were handled pretty much as
Jackie, about the prohibited the board from entering.
Oh, those other two.
Yeah.
Lucky us. We had a board that got us into Rex Properties lawsuit that was for 15 to 16 million, depending on who talked to, what it was suing. 17. And that was kind of a contract that was signed like, if it was happening today, it was signed like today. Okay, by the board that would be in effect. So in order to, and that was the problem. The board signed it on the day of the annual meeting when it was quite possible that something that was going to be leaving that board, it wouldn't have enough of a majority to agree to do it. So they basically tied the hands of the other board. So we put in there that within 60 days of an annual meeting, in a year in which there is election, the board cannot enter into a consequential agreement that will tie the next board's hands to avoid something like that. The other thing is that once they entered that contract, well, the new board came in, and within 25 minutes, between 1:10 and 1:35 in the morning, they breached the contract. They didn't have the contract, they didn't read the contract, they didn't know what was in the contract, and they didn't consult with the POA's, the SW's lawyer. So we said we're not gonna let that happen either. So now, if we want to prematurely exit an agreement, a duly executed agreement, we have to explore, the board has to explore all of the offerings that are in the agreement and consult with the utilities attorney before making the step. We're trying to avoid, how can I say, we're trying to learn from the mistakes that have been made in the past. And we put that into bylaws. Thank you, but I was skipping right over that. Code of ethics transferred power from the president, more power from the president of the board to the board itself. First, it was really like, the complaint comes to the president tries to resolve it, if the president can't resolve it, then it goes to the board. We have that the complaint comes to the secretary and the president. The president calls a meeting of the board, the secretary advises all board members, sends the board notice of all board members of the complaint, and then the board side steps in and tries to resolve the issue. We also put more teeth into it. And then before, the only sanction was, we could have you not attend meetings where whatever the problem was. So now we say we can suspend you. If you do something real bad, one of a board member, we can suspend you from board business for up to 6 months. And in that time, we could either come back, maybe when the members find out about it, they might want to kick you out. Who knows? But it is implemented a conflict of interest. We have a standalone document down for what you said in the code of ethics, and we have a declaration sheet. I don't know how you get that conflict of interest policy without having someplace you can put down and you have a conflict. So we did that. And if you violate the conflict of interest thing, then there are some sanctions for that as well. We resolved 2 legal cases, basically. Rex Properties was settled by SW's former insurance company, and the class action was dismissed against the Colton board members with the prejudice. bylaws we want to change the requirement, the quorum for the CTA expansion and the bond expansion to, from 10% to 33%. We want to resolve this issue of the half vote versus full vote issue. It's out there, we get stuff, this one says this way, another one says no you can't, and another one says you can't. We are dedicated to resolving this issue.
Excuse me?
Yes.
In regards to the half vote issue, what's the priority on this? And I'd like to address this to the lawyer. From what I've read, the IRS deems the organization as a nonprofit. Supposedly, in the wording of that, it states that the membership is now one vote. And from what I've read, that if that IRS could come back, if we don't change it, and I saw the figure of 10 years, I don't know if that's a true figure, and we then become a for-profit organization. This has been kicked around for probably the last year. What's the issue in addressing that? I don't, quite frankly, I live in Arbor Lakes. I don't care if I got one vote or a whole vote, but I do care if we lose our status for a nonprofit organization.
So I'll give you just a couple of things. First, I have not researched this issue fully. I'll say that right off now because prior council was on this. SSUK, for their research for prior council, they claim that I knew that what their research reported to them was the IRS rule was changed at some point to what it is now, and that those were previously grandfathered in the old. Now, as I have had an opportunity to read the specific IRS regulation as it exists now, and it doesn't say anything about one vote exactly. It says we run democratic fashion, and then what is a democratic fashion? That's something that has to be really closely litigated. And what I mean by that is courts have to really weigh in on what that would amount to. Certainly the IRS has to put anything further to it. So as of right now, no one is suggesting it's not in the IRS or anybody who has reached out to that shore and said, no one has done that with any authority at all. And no one in any position of authority has suggested there is a problem with it as of now. If there was a potential problem with it, ordinarily there's what's called a remediation period, where if, for example, the IRS was to say, hey, that's not how it allows us under particular regulation, then ordinarily they would allow for an opportunity to remediate the problem. It would be very unusual for them to say, this is a problem and we're going to retroactively punish you for the problem without having ever discussed it previously. That would be unusual tonight. It never says something out of bounds of possibility. But like I said, prior councils reviewed this and said SSU was grandfathered in, there's no issue. From what I've seen, it looks to me like currently there's nobody in a position of authority on this spoken on it, and there's no issue at this time. There could become an issue down the road, and you never say never. But for right now, there's no indication this is an issue.
Your name?
Frank, last name is T-R-A-S-C-H-I-L.
I know that was a little bit of a vague answer, I apologize, but that was without researching it fully, which.
Plus, that was in our bylaws since, what, 2009?
Yeah, sure doesn't want, you have none of their research to say anything that's previously there. So.
And we're kind of in a catch-22. If we were required, that was voted on by the membership. The membership voted, taking them from a half, from a full vote to a half vote. Once there's something that the membership votes on, we can't arbitrarily change it without a vote of the membership, unless the law says, hey, I don't care what your members say, this is the law. So we're in a kind of a catch-22. Everybody was like, well, we're going to do this. You're in a catch-22. You can't arbitrarily do it unless the law says you have to do it without a vote of the membership, because the law says things that have to be voted on by the membership can't be changed without a vote of the membership. So that's the problem. We looked at this. How now we would do this. We avoid this over and over. Trying to figure it out. We're in a catch-22. Is it the law? If it's the law, yeah. If not, you got to put it to a membership.
And again, right now, nobody's saying that our not-for-profits is in jeopardy. So, we're going to have to research this some more, but the fact, from what the other lawyer told us, what we did is grandfather. So we're good.
All right. Our relation has a water infiltration problem. We're getting bids to see what we can do about that. Their system was put in, but unfortunately, it seems to be like in like an underwater spring or something. And it's causing the joints to separate. And in order to fix it, we can't just go in and you have to have it, what they call grout, where they send a little thing in there and they push grout, it goes to the outside sealed joints. And that's an expensive process, and there are areas of our lake system where groundwater is pouring in like you turn on the faucet, literally. We are investigating how to shore up Tank 4. Tank 4 is 50 years old.
50 years. It's supposed to, it's over 50 years.
It's over 50 years old. And we've been fortunate that it's lasted more than twice its lifetime. I don't know how much you can depend on it lasting another 20 to 30 years. So we've got to do something to shore it up before it lets us down. We're going to prioritize our plan improvement projects and review and revise our 5 to 7 year budget plan for those improvements. So we do have, we have a plan. We have to look back and say, okay, well, we had to scrap this because of this. So now what we're doing, what's the priority this year, and what are we going to do? So we have forward-looking things. We don't just fix it when it breaks. We want to increase transparency. Some of the examples that we've done so far, we instituted the monthly meetings. We hand out the operational report, financials, and arrears charts, and membership meetings. Our minutes are posted on our website for the membership meetings. We have board actions. Board actions are a little jumpy, people will realize. Now they always come together about we have an executive meeting. Well, we're not required to post our executive meeting minutes. Sometimes we're talking about stuff that might hurt legal cases, things like that, personnel issues, things like that. But we agree, or when we vote on something, regardless of where it comes from, whether it's an email vote, because we had to decide something right away, or we do it in executive session, we do it at a membership meeting, we put it in board actions. And they're published every month. So you can go in there and see every decision we made, a consequence. We don't put it in there that we approved last month's minutes. We don't put that kind of stuff there. We don't put legal stuff in there, because it's certain things we just can't do. And personnel matters, we don't put it in. But everything else, if we buy a truck, if we buy a pipe, if we buy a pump, and we had to vote on it, we sign a contract, it's in there. We are going to send out informal informational letters and postcards that are mailed out periodically. You've probably seen some of that, even though we were accused of committing a federal crime by mailing letter. Annual meetings and candidate nights are videotaped and are posted on our website. Something new that we're doing this year, they are videotaping the tallying that's going on as we speak. So that if they want to enter the how it went, and how it was going, and how they do it, that'll be on our website too for you to see. We are not trying to hide anything from you. And we're going to institute an annual letter in January that'll give you a reflection back on the years of what we've done. And, and I am revising the handbook, the employee handbook. And I know you're thrilled.
Thank you, Mayor. All right, are there any questions from the board? Sure.
Yeah, one question. Thank you for the meeting. I got an email yesterday saying, hey, there was a social media post and there was a sewer backup and there was raw sewage that got into the lake. And it seemed like serendipity that somebody posted something on social media and then an email came out to the homeowners. There has to be a more rigorous process to notify homeowners of sewage getting into the lake. What is that? It can't be what we did yesterday.
One of the problems is that this thing occurred on Friday. Our office is closed Friday. So when it occurred on Friday and it wasn't resolved until after 5 o'clock, which was the POA office. And then it was weekend and nobody was there. And
People were swimming in the lake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, there was a leak, okay? The bubbled up to a manhole, okay? But do you know how many years poop in that lake, Brett? Every day?
That's not the point. That's not the point.
There should not have happened.
So legally,
I called NFE, let them know what happened.
okay.
The problem is, yes, if you didn't call POA office and let them know what happened.
Okay.
So how do we just close until they run POA checks?
Right.
Because there's summertime, warm water, and warm air. I think it's like single months.
Right, so how do we close that gap of when it's known to happen, it's reported to state authorities, and then at the same time it should be reported to the homeowners?
They used to say the homeowners are just email.
Yeah, to the POA.
What we can do is make sure that if we have anything that we will call, is what's an email to the
Yeah, okay. But it's reported to the state.
Because we found out on social media.
You gotta, for Kansas and Lyons, you gotta keep the lines. That happens is line got caught, then you gotta know where to go up to the manhole. And then if it's up there, it's gonna take it further out.
We're going to be videotaping this meeting. We're going to be videotaping this meeting to see what the plug is. Because we don't know what the plug is. We're going to find out.
Stuff happens, and there's backups, everybody gets that. I'm not bringing it up that something happened, it's just a notification, or lack of notification, because it's an obligation to report it to the state authorities. It should also be an obligation to report it to the homeowners, by the utility.
Can I ask a little?
So the people that posted on social media today reported to the Sherwood Forest board, to the people. I mean,
I didn't post it on social media, but I think it got out.
we all have responsibilities. So, or the gentleman, I believe you're the director of the utilities board, are you part of it?
So technically, the people that the board reported it to the POA.
Okay.
You can I understand what I'm saying. There should be a formal.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the point, that
There should be something that happens when our guys go out, even if it's a day when there's no work or whatever, that would be, the plant manager or whomever will send an email to the POA and say, I don't know how.
Purple flag.
But what I'm saying is, if there are goals, then we need to
Call DNV throws up a purple flag.
Do they have an emergency number, the POA?
Like, if the POA, they arbitration, but they can give us a number.
Yeah.
That says at any time, every night, if there was an incident, then we call this number. But there's got to be a number that's going to.
Today, the management company, they have emergencies in them.
They do.
Yeah, I've been in that same management company with other subdivisions, they always have emergencies. They should be notified.
Yeah.
So they can't get money in their management.
But we will talk to them about, there needs to be a formal procedure, and I think everybody on this board agrees.
And I also read in this yesterday, I did believe Bill posted it on the next site. Like you said, it hasn't happened for a year. And we don't know anything about it.
Well, what I said, it hasn't happened for years. Okay, we had a couple of instances where we had issues. I think the last one, to be very honest, was 6-7 years ago. Okay, but when it happened, believe me, nobody at this table was excited about this at all. I mean, but typically it's because somebody ruptured the line, somebody plugged the line. That's why we're going to be videotaping this week to find out what happened. I mean, we had a couple instances with those white web packs. It clearly states on that, not the function of that.
Everybody understands.
We have all with running out and say more.
Right, but the point is not that things happen. I mean, they start happening every month, and that's a good thing. The point is that once it's known and it's being reported to state authorities, the homeowner should be notified at the same time. So we shouldn't rely on somebody with a video camera and a social media post.
See, we got to have a holiday, so then 30% of the people get a email address.
Yeah, for the short ones,
So they can't tell the classes because they don't get rid of it.
right, we don't have,
We
but the POA.
That's a question. I'd like to make a comment. I live in that bay, right on that bay. And there's been people swimming there all weekend. And a lot of them, they tie the boats together, there's a lot of kids, a lot of people out there all the time. They were there all weekend. The purple flag, you do not see the purple flag. That's on the other side. Now, they should make some kind of provision to send police out.
Those buildings should have something where you can stick different colored flags and buildings rather than having to go to the club.
I wasn't aware of that. I see some positions, we need more. Any other questions for the board? Yes, ma'am.
I was gonna suggest, we can have like a text message or, little system set up at all, like you can sign up and get it, like text messages if there's
I barely get telephone numbers from people. I don't understand it, but. Yeah, they should at least do that. Because there is a problem.
This is so I think it's not about playing, I think it's got to be some way, it's community, how they membership, move rather than just a flag.
But it's like, you know what, we still don't know about that. I mean, you never get this explanation really why, or how much got in, or.
They are taking the COLA into the testing.
So
So you get down to as far as I was down at 8 o'clock in the morning, and they go home before it's called in. Over the weekend, and they said, so, that's, and it's not just do it, of course, I'm not aware. I'm not aware they looked at it, so maybe they did. So that's
Are there any more questions?
I have a comment.
Sure.
I just want to thank all of you for serving on the board. You guys have been through a lot, especially the last, probably month or so, where you guys have been really detained on social media, and that website is your shame the things. I really need to use Karen because of mine. And, you know, you guys handled yourself very well, and I want to thank you for your service. And, you know, just thank you so much for being volunteers on this board, and giving yourself the grace. Thank you.
Okay,